Hey everybody, it's Grant, and today our video is going to be about our latest property deal that almost didn't happen. So wow, what a crazy day it has been today. I just finished this lengthy close on a property deal that you've seen in our very early videos. And I wanted to come to you and show you the do's and the don'ts of what we've learned from this, because hopefully you guys will take this and really run with it, and that way you'll have a lot less hiccups on your next deal. So like I've said in the previous videos, we've talked about the four-plex we've been purchasing, as well as what we look for in the property, and all the things from ROI to down payment to give you more insight on this particular property purchase. Well, everything seemed to be going well on this deal. We actually were scheduled to close on February 16th until we realized that the property owner has actually rezoned the property into 4 individual units. So what does this mean? So the first thing this means is cost. So as far as cost goes, right now we thought we were going to have 1 appraisal. Well, now if we continue this process, we're going to have 4. On top of that, we thought we were going to have 1 filing fee. Now we're going to have 4, which is going to actually add every single time this step happens or something else has to be versus 1. Now we're 4 times. We're going to have to adjust our closing cost, and it's going to literally be quadrupled. On top of that, time. Time is one of the more important things here, because now if I want to rezone this property and continue with it, I'm going to have to go and bring it before the city and hope that they'll rezone it. Now, and I'm sure they would, but what if they don't? We could be wasting our time. We could be wasting his time. And it would have been all even better if we wouldn't have had to worry about this in the first place. When I brought it to the seller's attention, he actually thought that the property was actually a four-plex. He stuck with the original thing that he told us that we started working on. He didn't realize that they had actually individually zoned these properties into 4 separate properties. And on top of that, he actually got annoyed that we had to start over on my loan process to change it from a four-plex to 4 individual loans, and it was going to add 2 to 3 weeks to this process. Whew, I'm just getting started. On top of that, I had to make a choice. I had to choose between ending the process, calling it quits on this deal, or continuing through, or maybe going to commercial. And commercial means 15 to 20 years with higher rates. So I decided to stay the course, keep the deal, and push forward, because some deals are going to have hiccups along the way. And as an investor, you have to be able to, 1, know when to call it quits or to keep pushing. And in this case, we decided to keep pushing through. As you've seen in previous videos, I like to talk about recession-proofing your portfolio, which just basically amounts to putting 20% down and making your note more affordable during hard economic times. Now, here's the thing. Whenever I went through this deal, me and my lender were talking about it, and in the last video, we had thought that I was going to put 20% down, and after closing costs and everything, I was going to be at $170,000 down. Now, in this case, my rate was right over 4%, because keep in mind, I am not living in this property. I'm also not actually going to have a single family, it's a multifamily. So it's not commercial, it's not residential, it's somewhere in the middle as an investment property. So the rates are still a smidge higher, but by putting 25% down, I got to 3.875, which I felt was very fair. And we ended up going ahead and settling it on that. Now, besides the fact that I had to put $2,000 into appraisals versus $500, the deal seemed to be running pretty smoothly. Our closing date was now for March 6th versus February 16th, and it seemed to be working out all the kinks inside of it until we got our appraisal back. Now, keep in mind, we did expect our appraisal to come in a little lower, because we are buying a four-plex with the land to build 16 more units on, and that land is already concreted and ready to go. So what we ended up doing was we sent in our appraisal at $150,000, and it came back at $145,000. So right in the realm what we expected. But when you factor in this, as well as all these other costs, it really started to add up. So that way you understand why I came and wanted to show you these things, because hey, I don't want you to make these same mistakes. And if you are, at least you know they're coming. So what ended up happening is you're going to have $5,000 per 4 apartments. So that equals an additional $20,000 of down payment that I had to come up with to make this deal. So here is the latest fun that we had on this deal. And wait, there's more. So this last part literally blew my mind. So when I tell you that it blew my mind, I want you to understand that this deal, it's not necessarily what just happened, but it's just all the different things that actually kept happening to this deal. I'm telling you, as an investor, sometimes you got to sit there and look at it and go, should I continue with this deal? And me and Kayla sat and we talked about it, and we decided that yes, we're going to keep going. We've already have some people that want to rent it. We've got some things going, and we really like this property, and the ROI is going to be absolutely tremendous when all of the chaos stops. So let me tell you this one. What ends up happening here, what the property seller had done in the before, they rushed the deal, and their last attorney ended up saying that instead of buying the four-plex, which was only the thing that customer was buying before, they ended up selling them the other four-plex, the four-plex they were buying, and all of the land with it. So if you're an investor and you've ever been in this situation, you're saying to yourself, well, Grant, that's just a clerical error. It's pretty simple. And you're not wrong. It was a 2-day process to where they actually came in on a Saturday because it was their mistake at the other attorney's office, faxed over some stuff, got them all to sign it first thing Monday, and this deal still happened. But man, I don't know if I said it before, but I'm pretty sure I did. Some deals just have a lot of things that go wrong. And the good news is, when this happened, the Fed actually lowered interest rates. So I went ahead and took advantage of this extra time from the close on Friday to now Monday, and we got our rate lowered to 3.65%, and it actually lowered it and turned into a blessing after all of this chaos that we've had. So after everything I just told you, so that way you can learn from it, guess what? I'm very happy to say, and I'm very pleased to say, that we closed today, Monday, March 9th, and we just finished the deal, right? And I just got home after signing it.
Making deals.
So for the channel, how many papers did I just sign?
500.
And it's all your fault.
Are we done now? Can we go?
All your
we
fault.
done?
All your fault.
No, it's not mine. It's yours.
You wanted the properties.
You wanted the properties.
So here we are at it again with Cody Vidrine.
Back at it.
Is that it?
This
How
time.
many properties?
I'm missing
Five
six.
today?
5.
500 pages plus.
500.
So as far as our down payment in the last video, we were targeting somewhere around $170,000. Due to the 25% over the 20%, the appraisals coming in $20,000 short between all 4 units, and all the additional closing costs as well as appraisal costs for this new property, we actually came out with $230,015.30 as our total down payment cost. I am happy to say though, even with all of the land and all the concrete ready to be building those extra 16 units, our note still came out to a little over $750 per unit, which is a total of $3,000. We actually just signed our first lease, and we've got that tenant moving in tomorrow for $1,000 a month, and we've got a ton of interest on the rest of the property. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please keep in mind that whether you're doing 10 units or more, a four-plex, a three-plex, a duplex, or a single family house, these issues can arise on every single one of them. I hope you guys liked the rant video that we just went through, because I want to show you the other side of real estate, not just all of the pretty side of real estate. If you guys like this video, please absolutely destroy that like button as if you just had a few issues on your last property deal, as well as subscribe to us. Also hit the notification bell. It's going to tell you anytime that we post. And please comment anything you'd like to see in future videos, especially if you got anything out of this video, because I absolutely enjoy every time I get to help you guys. Thank you and have a fantastic afternoon, and I'll see you on the next one.